Hey Terry, me and the people were really exciting to see you, man. We've been really looking forward to you.
Oh, how sweet!
So, can you do like your KOF things? Can you like short hop and roll and do all of this crazy movement?
I mean...
Did you bring Max mode to Street Fighter? Kind of like what Geese did in Tekken? I mean, that would be really cool level 2 super, you know? You're just a regular Street Fighter character, aren't you? Terry is the latest DLC character to be added to Street Fighter 6, and he is the second character in the Year 2 pass, and given that the previous two characters Akuma and Bison ended up being meta-defining, all eyes were in Terry to see if Capcom is gonna continue the trend of very powerful DLC characters. And the first thing you will notice immediately with Terry is that his medium punch fireball is really good. It got 48 total frames, so that makes it 1 frame worse than Ryu, which is kind of surprising. He can hold his own in a fireball war against Ryu, and that is fantastic. Now, it is a fast traveling fireball, and because of the animation and the fact that it is 16 frame startup, it is easy to read, so it's unlikely that you will simply run into it in the same way that you can just get hit randomly by an Akuma or a Ryu heavy punch fireball, but it more than makes up for it with the fact that if it happens to counter hit, it knocks down the opponent. That is very unusual in this game. His heavy punch fireball is also a little bit weird. It's a stationary fireball that can be plus on block. It's actually plus 5, and if he happened to get the hit, it is up to plus 8. Now, this fireball is really weird because as far as I know, there is no way to guarantee a block string with that thing, even if you're using Drive Rush, so that makes it kind of difficult to use in block strings. You can always mash, but you can use it in knockdowns. Anytime you end a combo with an uppercut, especially near the wall, you can simply go with that heavy punch fireball and it will hit them meaty. You are even mostly safe from drive impacts if they try to do that, and if you got the hit, you're gonna be a counter hit plus 10 plus 11, so you're getting the world. It does have some weird quirks though. It's a projectile, so if they try to go with a level 1 super on wake up, you will beat them and it will be a punish counter. But the weird thing is, if they try to wake up with a parry, it triggers a physical hit perfect parry with the slowdown and everything, so that's a bit unusual. I don't really understand why it's that way. His light punch fireball though, this one is weird. It goes under projectiles, so it creates these weird scramble situations in the neutral, but I think if you got the life lead, it's a very annoying projectile for your opponent to deal with, and it's a good counter to fireball drive rush, because a lot of characters like Ken, they will gonna throw an OD fireball, try to drive rush. Terry can actually counter that. Now, his light punch fireball got so much block and hit stun that it actually works as a fireball for a fireball drive rush scenario. Even though the speed of it is on the faster side, he can still fireball drive rush from decent distances and get some follow-up. The block stun and hit stun is kinda crazy. And his OD fireball, as you would have guessed, is absolutely insane. Like, this one is built for you to drive rush after it and gain some advantage, mix up the opponent, go for a grab, low. It's wild. Now, to go with the fact that his heavy punch fireball can be plus and he can easily set up a fireball drive rush situation with his OD fireball, Capcom made it so that Terry doesn't have a single plus on block normal, which is not really that common in Street Fighter 6, and we're gonna see how this will affect his overall pressure game. He does have other ways to set up plus frames though. He got his burn knuckle as a medium and the heavy versions. Both of them can be spaced up to be plus on block, and they can leave him in throw range, so that is pretty powerful. However, I feel like this is not as good as you might think it is, because it's predictable, right? And this game got the perfect parry mechanic. Anytime he gets perfect parried, he is gonna get fully combo punished, so make of that what you will, but at least the heavy punch burn knuckle I do think is slow enough for it to be reactable. Now, when it comes to normals, I think that Terry is a character with fantastic normals. He got more or less like a Shoto toolkit. He does have an amazing crouching medium kick. This move got so much range and he can get some really good combos out of it. Before release, a lot of people were worried about his medium kick, crouching medium kick target combo. The fact that maybe you can follow up with a combo if you got the regular hit, and if they happen to block, you would drive rush and be safe. But I must stress that this is not really the case. If Terry committed to the target combo, if he tried to drive rush, the opponent can always mash her OD reversal. Terry doesn't really have a way to make it through block strings, and even a reversal that is as slow as 10 frame will punish him. The only way for him to kind of try to make this safer is if he committed to drive impact after the drive rush, but this means that if the opponent waited and drive impacted of their own, Terry lost like 5 bars of drive in this interaction. So this target combo in particular is not really that safe on block. You shouldn't really be abusing it, and none of his cancels into fireballs are gonna be safe either, so it's not that. However, his regular crouching medium kick, fantastic range, you can cancel it and to drive rush, jab, goes for a block string, all of that good stuff. Terry also got a really stupidly good standing medium kick. His standing medium kick is 9 frames, so it's good. It's very comparable to Akuma's Karen forward medium kick. This one is really good as well, because if you got the counter hit, you can easily hit confirm into Buster Wolf, and even obviously combos on a punish counter. This move is premium, and because it's 29 total frames, it's kind of safe from drive impact as well. And one thing that I must say about Terry, at least my feelings, is that although his normals are super good, I do feel like he lacks that Shoto's, the abusable privileged Shoto standing heavy punch that Ryu, Akuma and Ken got, that is super active. So he got good footsies, but I do think he lacks that one button. Another thing that is super important, I feel like people are not paying enough attention to it yet, but trust me and quote Mura on this one, Chun-Li, they will know. They will know. Terry got that stupid protagonist jumping normals. His jumping heavy punch and heavy kick are insane. Jumping heavy punch can hit from such high arc, like from such high height, you can still get it to hit. It rates so much with grounded normal. He got the Luke season 1 jumping heavy punch, and I feel like over time people are gonna identify that, but say it, Mura told you first. He also got another move that you can simply gorilla, which is his crack shoot. Crack shoots are all safe on block. His heavy kick crack shoot is -1, and it swats opponents off the air. If you happen to get them, if you happen to catch them jumping, you can get a juggle, a Buster Wolf or an uppercut depending on how you landed the juggle. Now obviously it can get drive impacted, and if they happen to hit you, you are in an airborne state, but I mean you can get some insane pickups from this that can simply win you rounds. So recently I've been trying really hard to make my videos better, and your guys' feedback have been absolutely incredible. You even convinced Cammy over there to actually grace us in these videos. So thank you so much for that. If you like what you have seen but you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Enjoy the rest of your video. Terry also just all around got some solid neutral tools. He got a standing heavy kick that actually got 2 frames less recovery than Ken's standing heavy kick, and it's very functionally the same in application. He got standing medium punch that got a standing medium punch heavy punch target combo, and I think you can hit confirm this. I need to practice more and learn more about the cancel window, but it felt confirmable to me, which is actually pretty solid, especially since that standing medium is 7 frames and it got a good hitbox. He also got a target combo attached to it, which ends with a power dunk, and you can easily use this in juggle situation like after a standing heavy kick punish counter. And the good thing about this is it leads up to a pretty good damage. You get like 3k meterless on this punish counter, as there is a perfect version of this target combo, and if you press the heavy kick as soon as Terry's feet land on the ground after the heavy kick, just before the power dunk, you will get the screen shake, you will get the perfect power dunk that give you slightly more damage, and okay, and this target combo in general is actually really good. Terry also got some solid anti-airs. He got the Shoto's crouching heavy punch that you can use if the opponent are jumping at you. Easy anti-air, not the very best, but still really good. And he got a DP that is really fast, got a good angle on it, so you can use it for regular jump, for crosscut, however you want. And because a lot of Terry's moves, his special moves, a lot of them move him forward, I do think he also got some really good abilities to whiff punish. His crouching medium kick and crouching medium punch and standing medium, all of them can combo into the OD charge, which can then be followed after for combos. On punish counters, he can easily go for some damaging conversions. In general, his combo game is really good and he does a ton of corner carry. Almost everything Terry does leads to an insane amount of corner carry, so he is excellent at getting you as a corner. He wasn't gonna get bested by Ken, let me tell you that. And even mid-screen, his throw situation is fairly good. You can drive rush, crouching medium punch, and this will meet them if they try to wake up with buttons. He can drive rush and then just press jab to stop his momentum and let their DP whiff, so he does have a sort of a mid-screen throw situation. Now he got you to the corner, and once you're at the corner, he does have a throw loop, and it is an auto timed throw loop. You throw them, you dash up, you're gonna be +3, which means that then you can throw them again. It's an auto-timed kind of like juries. However, this does have a drawback in the fact that if you try to throw them and then forward dash, you are not really able to shimmy at this position. If you try to walk backward, their throw will beat you. Now, he does have the ability to manually throw loop by walking forward, although I found this very difficult. I think you need to walk for exactly 20 frames before throwing the opponent, which means it's very inconsistent. More often than not, you're gonna get counter hit. Obviously, this does give him better shimmy situations, but it's harder to set. It's way harder, and I don't think it's that reliable. Maybe they'll figure out some drive rush setups for him to make the shimmy game better, but it is what it is. If you happen to condition you in the corner and get the hit, like a punish counter hit on his throw tick, his damage output can be absolutely insane. It's really high. Now, when it comes to punishing, I think Terry is excellent. He is top of the class. He got a 6 frame crouching medium. I just made a video on like why these moves are so good. So he got one of those, and it will combo into a heavy shoulder, which means that he can get a ton of damage out of that. However, one thing I will say is that if you got it off of a whiff punish, more likely than not the heavy shoulder will not combo. Although both of them are punish counter, I assume you need to be close, but his punishment on stuff like drive reversals is absolutely insane. And if he happened to get to block his super or punish you with a drive rush crouching heavy, he is getting absurd damage on you because he will get to do his fireball loops. And if you do something that is more than -19, he can start to punish with OD burn knuckle, and this can also lead to some absurdly high damage combos from Terry. Terry is also a fantastic character to pressure the opponent and bully them once they are in burnout, simply because of his crack shoot. He can have some insane chip sequences, upwards of 20% on a simple sequence, which is kind of wild. And if you try to interrupt, there isn't really any gaps. You kind of need like a frame 1 invincible anti-air to deal with his crack shoot once you're in burnout. So he can be sort of obnoxious. And I will say overall his damage output without having to use a level 3 super is fairly impressive, and his level 2 is really good, all things considered. And Terry in general got some insane ability to combo into his supers in general. Overall, I'd say Terry is a welcome addition. For better or worse, however you stand on it, Terry is very much a Street Fighter 6 character. He's a very straightforward archetype. He got a fireball, he got good corner carry, he got the throw loop, he got the drive rushes. Instead of going for a Terry that is different from the rest of the game, Capcom made him a Street Fighter 6 character, and that direction you can agree or disagree with, but it's obvious that there is a lot of love to this. I personally would have loved to see something a little bit more unique to him, but he is pretty much another variation of the standard average Street Fighter 6 character. And if you enjoy the game in general, you will find him really fun. His combo routes are not that obvious, and he does have some weird quirks, like for example his medium shoulder charge usually got like 22 frames of recovery, but for some reason you can like super cancel it into his level 2 super, and it will cancel at like 19 frames. And I do think he's like the only character in the game that got something like this. He also, I do think, is the only character that got the fact that his heavy shoulder can cancel into a special move. So that aspects are a little bit unique, but I was hoping for a little bit more. But anyways, he's still a lot of fun. And I'm really looking forward to see what people come up with Terry. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. It helps the channel so much. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.